Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and Spotify. We are now live with episode 20 of The Voice of Yamato. And I'm excited. This is the last one of the year. We are approaching the new year, 2021. Has done some mad bits. Sounds like I'm far away because I'm closing the window right now. For those that are listening to this audio only, there we go. We're approaching the New Year's. This has been filmed 30th December, which also happens to be my birthday. I don't feel too much in regards to birthdays anymore. I'm not gonna lie. 26. 25 was a nice and round number. 26 is, maybe you're going to get to the point where we no longer are like, yo, Yamato's this young? Wow. Maybe that's gonna stop. How's 25 round? It can be divided by 5. I think that makes it round. Thank you very much, Mr. Yoda, for the subscription. But yeah, probably my birthday means a lot more to my girlfriend than it does to me. Because she makes a spectacle, She does this thing where she says, oh, it's pre-birthday now. We have to celebrate your pre-birthday. And then the moment the clock strikes 000, then boom. I need to start singing shit. Her parents are cooking some of my favorite food. Is named Ploch. Oof. It's crazy. And I'm being treated very well over here. Midlife crisis starts at 45. You got a long way to go. It's hard for me to imagine me living that long. To be 45. I'll be very happy and I'll be very, I'll be feeling blessed. I feel blessed, Oh, hello, Darka. Thank you very much, guys, for your well wishes. I appreciate it. It's so easy to take a lot of things for granted. It's like behind every message that is written, there is someone that put the time in to, put the hands on the keyboard and write a message specifically to you. And any form of effort, is great. I wanted to, in regards to other birthdays, I know that Doimbi has birthday. Happy birthday to him. Doimbi is a bad motherfucker. He's cool. He joined LNG. Can see what he does with Ale and, of course, Tarzan. That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be crazy. And then, of course, the little prince, Adam, also has birthday today. Shout out to him. I don't know if this reaches him. All in all, I wish Adam the best. Maybe someone can clip it and send it to him. He's a cutie. I look forward to competing against him in the first week. I hope he does well. I hope he does better. Who else has birthday today? I know that my mother's uncle has birthday today. And I know that the mother of my best friends also has birthday today. 30th December birthdays. Let's see. LeBron James. LeBron James has birthday today, guys. How great is that? LeBron James. LeBron James. Kim Taehyung. Let's see, who's this? Known as V. is famous for his vocals in the popular Bangtan Boys or BTS music group. Bangtan Boys, that's what it stands for. All right. Today we learned. Cool. Buga is here. Tiger Woods. Eli Golding. I wonder if she ever turned her lights back on. And then she turned them back off. Mackenzie Davis. Who is that? Why am I not on this list? Like, some of the people that they put on this list are not famous at all. They should just throw me up here, man. I don't know any of these people after LeBron. Tyrese Gibson. Tyrese Gibson. No, that's a known phase. Tiger Woods. So Tiger Woods, LeBron James, and Eli Golding. Now, those are some cool people. That's December 30 in entertainment. No. Oh, there was this lady that looks like Rihanna, so I was about to say it, but it's not Rihanna. Alright. I think that's it for my birthday. I'm doing fine, thank you very much. So, today I wanted to talk about a very important topic, and that is the currency that is your attention. It's important to realize that every thing that you interact with is designed with the intention to abuse some of the problems of the human nature. Why are all of these applications free? Right? Why is Twitter free? Why is Snapchat free? Why is Instagram free? Because your attention has great value. Great value. And it's important, the reason I'm bringing this up, right? It's definitely not free. It's free in the context of you're not paying direct money, but you're paying your attention, right? And your attention has great significant value. And it's important that you attribute that value yourself on your end too. Because the amount of information that you can take in on a daily basis is limited. Is very, very limited. You cannot just be bombarded with ideas and then expect to have genuine thoughts. Your attention is a very important commodity. Just like choosing what you suffer for, because suffering is inevitable. You need to choose what you actually put your attention on, because otherwise there's going to be countless of traps out there to steal it from you. It's a very tough time to navigate because the amount of social engineering that goes behind everything that we interact with is very intense. That's the whole business model. It's the same with League of Legends, right? So I play League of Legends, and genuinely speaking, League of Legends has a lot of aspects that just make it genuinely addicting. It's very rare where a game experience is very fulfilling, right? Very fulfilling, and it was one of the greatest games of all time, and it is very rare that that game is inherently addicting, because there needs to be some detail about it that is inherently flawed that makes you addicted. For example, League of Legends, you have those very simple dopamine hits, right? Killing spree, pentakill, double kill, minions have spawned. Everything that you do gives gold, right? There's this pursuit of this perfect game that happens so rarely, and that game is so satisfying, but the pursuit of it makes you keep coming back, you know? So the game design needs to be inherently flawed in order for that pursuit to occur and for you to want to have that chase. But more extreme examples would be Twitter, right? Twitter is just about, like Twitter, all of these websites, the way they are creating their algorithm is to always find the things that make you stay on the site. And the sad part of it is that in a lot of cases, what makes people interact and stay on website is things that piss them off. That's why Facebook has gone down like this shithole, because the AI has learned that this is how you make people stay on the site and interact with the website. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, if you choose what you put your attention on, you can begin to have more valuable experiences, more valuable information that you can actively use in your day-to-day instead of bullshit. I have this feeling that, generally speaking, the population over the last 10, 15 years, with the acceleration of technology, that generally speaking, the population has become less happy. But this is, of course, only speculation. It's not based off a fact or anything. It's just the impression that I get, right? And I think how our attention is being dominated is a very big part of that. In the past, we weren't always connected to our phones and connected to, like, we could just be, like phones are inherently, by design. We get a notification, boom, our attention is taken, right? Notifications are the devil, because it's like someone can grab your attention whenever they want. Your attention is just up for grabs. And companies are going to use that, right? You get a notification, boom. Eli Golding tweeted. What did she tweet? I need to open the app to know. Okay, Eli Golding tweeted this. I check the replies. I go back. I start scrolling Twitter again. And they got me hooked in, right? It is very important that we as humans, we actually put a value on our attention. Clean up your Twitter timeline, If you really insist on using Twitter, follow something that gives you genuine value, Or even better, cut social media completely, because the value you gain out of it is slim, And it also, it's so important to have times within the day where you aren't just fully stimulated. Because if you have an overload of attention, like if you have an overload of information being, sent in your direction, it will begin to numb thoughts. It will begin to numb ideas. It will begin to numb just thoughts. That's the most important thing. Because everything around us, whatever invention that you can think of, right? It all began from a thought. Whether it was this table, this computer, this Twitch platform, thoughts are insanely powerful and important. So it's important to nourish that aspect of your own humanity. People's attention span has gone down significantly. Yes, it has. TikTok by design is brilliant. I do not like TikTok, right? But when I've been in a situation where someone else opened TikTok and I just had nothing else to do, and probably I had other better things to do, but I just got hooked into it, and it's so easy how time just flies away. Your time just disappears. The content just keeps being thrown at you. The algorithm is working. So, what is this guy? Let's just give him this video. Let's throw in an ad. This video. It is insanity how the time just disappeared and no value gained. we don't need to get stuck on this topic. The point I want to make, and probably for the third time I'm saying this, is plain and simple. Your attention is a currency that you need to be very careful with how you spend it. Don't let other people or other companies choose for you. Notifications pull your attention. A lot of applications are designed to be very addictive by nature, and they want to keep you there. Are you doing that by choice, or are you doing it because, you have an inclination to, and you're not actively thinking about it? And this is one way to gain a little bit more value in life, by choosing what you spend your attention for. Maybe something that you have interest in. Maybe, you get my point. Choose what you spend your attention for. Surprisingly, as horrible as YouTube is painted most of the time, I feel like YouTube, at least in some shape or form, I feel like it caters to me in a clever way. It doesn't seem as devilish as something else. So basically, like, my YouTube recommendation is, so I get Marcus Brownlee, I get Graham Stephan, that's what his name is, I believe. So Marcus Brownlee, I get Graham Stephan, I get Mator, I get Sideman, and then I get the Coin Bureau and PewDiePie and Andrew Huberman. Those are the 6 things that are always in my recommended, and those are things that I'm genuinely interested in. Andrew Huberman for self-improvement and the science of the mind and the body. Graham Stephan for just basic investment things. Coin Bureau for just crypto-related topics, and MKB HD for tech. So maybe there's a fine line there. Maybe. But maybe I'm just being brainwashed. Who knows nowadays? As someone mentioned before, have I been following the drama on female esports? And I feel like this is such a dangerous topic to talk about, and it is also not a topic that I am as well researched as I should be on the topic. But in my mind, from what I've observed, is that virtue signaling is at an all-time high, where it has gone past the point. It's so illogical in a lot of ways that it isn't. It just there is no longer a battle of ideas, and that to me is very dangerous, because now the only thing that matters is intent, and intent can be falsified very easily. Like, you can speak to your intent, and you can make false intent very easily. It invites bad actors. It really, really does. It invites bad actors. And I think it's crazy that whenever there's an idea so let's say there's an idea that is created to help a group that is the victim of something. I don't know why it's asymmetrical, but I have no clue. The saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So basically, whenever there's an idea that is portrayed to have the intention to help a group that is going through, hardships. I say hardships, it could be like inequality, it could be racism, it could be anything, right? Whenever an idea is portrayed with the intent that this is going to help that group, that idea can't be criticized. Because the moment you criticize the idea, it's like, yo, this might not be the best idea to help the situation. Maybe you could do this. Then it turns on its head. It's like, oh, you're attacking these people. You're hating these people. You are against these people. And that to me is crazy. Are we talking about anti-vaxxers? No, not necessarily. It's just that I believe conversation should be battle of ideas, not driven by fear and driven by, wanting to win social points. Because that's what it is. It has turned into a game of winning social points. It's like, oh, I want social points. I'm standing up for this. And with the context of what's happening now with Thorin, it's like, people are talking, saying that he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, different things, but where's the proof? Yeah. It's like, sure, people can be nice about things, but so can anyone, right? It's like, people talk and write the way they do. It's like, if you are going to start policing that, then, we're screwed. It's like, what seemed to have come off is, right, it's, Semler criticized the idea of the female-only tournament due to the fact that it was branded in a certain manner that was disingenuous, right? And then people started attacking him. And the only thing that I saw was that Thorin, pointed out the hypocrisy of the people that were actively attacking him. Because the only thing that Semler really did was criticize an idea and how it was presented. He was criticizing ESL. He wasn't saying women don't deserve this, women don't deserve help. No. He didn't say this at all. And this is how it's portrayed, right? And this is a company, ESL, that is trying to win social points by presenting this idea, right? And maybe it comes from a genuine place. And maybe there are arguments. I'm sure there are arguments as to why it could be helpful, right? I could see a world where, creating a tournament exclusive only to women gives them opportunities to get esports experience, and maybe they can transition through this experience into, the mixed leagues, so to speak, right? I could see that argument, right? But I could also see the counter argument. But that's the thing, that conversation of ideas, the battle of ideas, it's gone. It's just gone. It's just completely gone. And now it's been, now the echo chamber of virtue signaling has become so loud over what Thorin is and what he stands for, that what he actually stands for and what he actually is not, even discussed. It becomes like such a bandwagon thing. It's like, oh, these people tweeted blah, blah, blah about Thorin. So I'm assuming they're all right. So I'm going to hop on and continue the same. Right? And then at the same time, it's like people are saying that Thorin is weak because he's blocking people. Really? Is that the best? Is that the best? It's like if everyone has a right to block people that come across as abusive, right? Like, why is that an argument? That's just crazy to me. It's like in some essence, this is Thorin's timeline, right? And he gets to filter that for his own pleasing. And if you don't want to participate in that, then don't. Anyhow, it's so tough to speak on anything nowadays because, I would like to be able to say, this is my current stance. And if I receive new information, then I'm capable of changing my stance due to me receiving new information. But that's not allowed anymore. You say, this is your stance, it's your stance forever. You're not allowed to say, yo, I have new information today. I have new information today that makes me change my stance. No. It's not a thing, But he's not just blocking abusive people. There are people being blocked for no good reason or just having a different opinion. And what, he's not allowed to do that? Are you like going through the cases of... It's like, this is the Thorin blocked hotline. You're calling in. Let's hear your case today. Oh, so you haven't tweeted at all for the last 4 years and you retweeted only cat memes and you blocked? Oh, I see. I guess we will run this up to the Thorin court and we shall see what we can do. It's it's not really... he has a right to block whoever he wants. Like, why is this? Yeah, it's just I'm all for freedom of speech, right? Like I'm all for freedom of speech. I think if this. People have a right to think whatever they want to think, but I think the core of what is going down is quite disingenuous, and Thorin has to also imply that Thorin has done nothing for esports is also very wrong. He has fought battles no one wanted to fight because people were scared. He has fought for people that have been weaker because people were scared. Because most people are just out there for themselves, He is willing to, to take that risk, He has principles. But anyhow, it is what it is. And if you want my opinion on the topic of the female tournament only, like I don't know the details of it. Like I don't know the full details. It just It's just, I understand the idea, right? That you are going to create opportunities for women to build experience that will usher them into maybe higher competitive positions. That could be an argument for. An argument against could be that it leans into the idea of isolation, right? So it could go either way. I can definitely say, from my through my girlfriend's experience, that people are definitely treating women a lot more different, like insanely much different in online games. It is it's rough out there for sure, and I think that definitely is a problem. But in my mind, thank you very much, Cosmo V2, for your subscription. I appreciate it. Hiju, a subscriber Prime, thank you very much for your cheeseburger donation. So basically, I like if my girlfriend opens her voice, like just talks, there's a risk that people just start talking shit to her. So there's definitely like when women definitely get treated differently online, right? That experience is definitely different, and there's also right that there's a big part of history, that is intertwined and connected with everything. There's also like that games were inherently catered to boys, and there's a snowball in that, and there's like invisible advantages left and right. But in my mind, I think that what can have the biggest effect in terms of promoting females that are playing, right, are really elevating the good actors, right? So for example, my girlfriend, right, her in-game name is Tifa, and she has taken a lot of shit over the last years, right? But she has kept her head up high, and she has tried to set an example for other girls that want to, of course, break out, right? And in my mind, that's always the process of stereotypes being broken down. Stereotypes being broken down comes often, at least in my experience, from within. So, for example, why did League of Legends become as good as it did? It's because we had a couple of guys that were spearheading the movement of starting the stream culture, right? With OWN.TV, we had COG and TSM, we had the Dyrus streams, we had the Reginaldo streams, we had the Odd One streams, we had Hocho GG streaming, we had all these guys that really, really paved the way for everybody else, right? And in the beginning, esports was like, yo, you're just a basement dweller, you are just some, you're just a nerd, like esports is not real. And then it's just, with the idea of good examples, eventually it rolled in the right direction, right? So in my mind, those good actors need to be elevated, pushed, because eventually, I can tell you guys from my experience, a lot of the things that my girlfriend's going through now in female esports, to say, are a lot of the things that occurred in the early years of League of Legends for everyone, right? So we had all the bullshit bad actors that were just opportunists that stole money, and then there were players that were just manipulated people, snakes in the grass, and with time, these guys get... It's like with time, these guys get filtered out. They just get removed as long as there are people with principles and good actors are within the scene. So for me, right, a massive setback was, for example, you had the full female team in Russia, right? Like that's such a big setback, right? Because I understand the idea of like they presented this full female team, but it was just made a mockery out of, and it was clear that the intention was just to make something as marketable as possible. And I think that is very bad, you know? If you give people examples of this, then the stereotype will be reinforced. And that's very bad. And I'm certain that they could have found probably stronger players to play. Because my girlfriend tells me, you know, like my girlfriend is getting better and better, you know, she's a very strong player. And she tells me about other players, they are getting better, and there's, you know, up-and-comers, young women that are like age 16, 17, starting to play good, you know, climbing the ladder, you know, it's coming, you know, it's definitely there. And I think those are the situations that are very disappointing, you know? To fight stereotypes is to not lean into the stereotypes and to provide great examples. And I think this goes in anything. Because it's so difficult when something is so deeply ingrained and is disgusting. Yeah, the issue with the full female team in Russia was that it was solely made to have females play. So it was just a marketing ploy. So these women were abused for a marketing ploy. And that is disappointing, right? Because now people reference that to the example of, oh, this is women in esports, blah, blah, blah. Like, they just give the bigots fuel, you know? Wait, I need to Google the translation for bigots because that's the first time I've used it in a sentence, and I'm not sure if. What do you think of places like the Esports Player Foundation? Like the Esports Player Foundation is really, really good. That comes across to me as something that genuinely wants to, you know, help and make players better. You know, they have actively helped my girlfriend who competes. Right, she's in Enigma Galaxy. They have actively helped her compete better. So that is definitely like a good, strong force, positive force in terms of, you know, enabling more people to compete. As far as I know, I don't even think Thorin gave his opinion on this topic. He just wanted to point out the hypocrisy of how people are writing about Semler for stating an opinion. Well, I don't know. I don't want to dwell on this too much. You know, it's just sad that I have to. It's like it's such a minefield. It's such a minefield. You just walk and, you know, the next thing you might say, you might just offend the whole world, you know? It's so disappointing. It's just no longer a battle of ideas. It's just virtue signaling is. Oh, here she is. Tifa's here with us. The Russian females even played in female tournaments later, and even there they got one of the last places, if I remember correctly. Well, in my mind, right, it's like the idea, the starting idea of what feminism was. I rarely come across people that are against that. It's like, I want women and men to be treated equally. I want them to have, you know, equal opportunity. But it feels like feminism has been hijacked to the point where it's as if, you know, yeah, it's off the rails, I feel. But the genuine idea of equality, I support that, you know? What it seems like, instead of trying to achieve balance, it's a question of paying back, you know, for the lost years. The original idea is beautiful. Well, buddy, you're a man talking about a female movement. Well, I from what I perceive, it's also like feminism. The idea is equality. It's not. I didn't think it was a female movement. I understood that it's equality for all. Because I just mean the perspective. Well, it's difficult to talk about it when you aren't a woman. Well, I know women, right? It's like I am entitled to an opinion, right? And what I wish for is that we can go back to a time where people can have an opinion and be allowed to change that opinion based off of new information. That would be very nice. And where virtue signaling wouldn't give you so much social credit, I would be very happy if you go back to that time. Death Cobra, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, Thorin Oakenshield is a badass. Just the worry is always, right? It's like, I think the foundation of anything should be built from within. And help, there can be help from outside. But in the end, the foundation I just think lead by example. That's how you defeat stereotypes. You know, there are many fucking rough stereotypes out there. You know, it's like fucking, you know, you can only play range supports, and you can only bad players play range supports, and that you know, you got boosted 100%. It's just, you know, the amount of times my girlfriend has been told or that she got boosted by me just because association with me. Not boosted by me at all. She is higher ranked than me. Like, I am fucking Diamond 2, Diamond 1. She is like 300 points master, something like that. You know, it's like, And she's doing her part in defeating the stereotype, right? She's been in the female scene for more than 5 years, and she's been fighting that stereotype. And we need more of that, you know? We need more of that shit. We need to support more of that shit, you know? Empower those people. And then really, really dispel the bad actors. Because I also know at the same time that there are players, female players out there, that did in fact get boosted. And that's a fuckery, right? That's what hurts. This hurts, you know? The actual, you know, players that are doing the right things. But that's gonna be a part of the system always. Like there's a bunch of fucking males getting boosted. There's males getting boosted because there's a credit to being high ranked, right? In conversations, like, yo, I'm D1, you know, being able to say that there's a credit to it. You know, it's like a fake diploma of some sorts. So it happens. That's like boosting is always going to be a part of everything, right? It's like people are always going to be able to get boosted, and people are gonna buy boosts, and there's always going to be, you know, a market for it. The same way there's a market for, yo, can you take this test for me? I'll pay you, get good grades. Just because, you know, there's a value, you know, behind being a certain rank. It's in every game, for sure. It's in every game. It's going to be a part of it forever. But the fact that some of these guys are in the pro scene when there's, you know, better options, you know, that's a no-no, you know? Get those guys out. But this shit takes time. The amount of fucking snakes that were in League of Legends, it's crazy. Like in season 1, 2, oh my goodness, the amount of snakes. The amount of snakes, man. Oh, disgusting. I'm not gonna mention this person's name, but there was a guy who came in to our TeamSpeak channel, said he worked for Razer, alright? He said he worked for Razer, said he's gonna hook us up all with gaming gear. And we're like, okay, what the fuck are you? He's like, okay, send us the gear, fucker. And then one day he's like, yo, Razer, basically this new mouse that was about to release had a virus, and now Razer's getting sued, so I am leaving the company. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? And then this guy snaked his way into certain teams and started lied about getting shot, lied about, you know, lied about having cancer. You know, it's like all that fucked up shit. And he remained in the scene for so long. Oh, he remained in the scene for so long. It was insane. And there's many more. Is this guy still working in esports? This dumb fuck got cancelled for something completely different. What a dumbass. Nevertheless, filtering out those bad actors, that's the most important step, you know? Defeating stereotypes is really fucking hard, and it's unfair that that's the situation to begin with. It's really fucking unfair. But like this all-female Russian team, I think that was a step in the wrong direction. Right? Because now that's an example that gets brought up. And that team was only propped up for all the wrong reasons. It just ridiculed, you know, female players, you know? It really ridiculed it. It's very disappointing. I don't know the full story of Team Siren, but the initial idea of that was interesting, right? It's like, okay, we're gonna put together this full female team. We're gonna watch their improvement. They're gonna stream. They're going to be, you know, the face of it. But then I remember they had like some individual scandals here and there that, you know, just highlighted the same stereotype over and over again. And those things, you know, those things get deeply rooted into a community. It's just now, like, if I was to create a full female team, you know, I would just say, yo, the goal will be for you guys to set an example for other female players in the world. We're going to make sure that you have streaming hours. You're going to do the best you can to fight the stereotypes. And we're going to support you guys in your improvement. And the goal will be for you guys to slowly join the prime leagues and so forth, and then, you know, work your way up. Set an example, you know? And I think this is how you move the needle, you know? And I would support that, you know? I would support that wholeheartedly, you know? The women that want to fucking fight the stereotype. And do so actively, by leading by example, you know? That's very good. And we can elevate them, yeah? Opinion on Thorin's take. What is Thorin's take? Does anyone know that? What is Thorin's take? No one knows Thorin's take. They are assuming Thorin's take. How long are you contracted with Fnatic? 1 more year. Why just 1 more year? I don't know. You can ask Fnatic. How far do you think you can go this year? I think we can go all the way. Like, we have a lot of fucking fuel in this roster. And I think we can compete with everybody. What's your take about the Chemtech map? I think it's very polarizing. But I think there is a lot of room to explore in terms of how it can be manipulated to a defensive team's advantage. So I disagree with the notion that it's much harder to come back. It's just different. And if you want to win on a Chemtech map, you just need to realize that mid-prior is a bait. Thank you, Peanut. Appreciate it. No big stories yet. We just scribbled. We just scribbled online. The biggest competitor we will have is Vitality, I believe. And G2. You have faith in the West this year to make a dent in the Asian teams? Well, we are going to Burger Town. So we're just gonna put them in food combos. And all will be good. Put the World Championship in some shitty neighborhood. And make them eat Burger King. That's the move. Thank you. Thank you, Take One Joe. It's a sick name. Elias just wrote me happy birthday from him and his wife. That's nice. And I feel bad because I bought Elias something because I wanted to say happy birthday to him in person, but he had birthday I believe the 16th, and I just didn't write him because I want to say it in person. But now the distance between his birthday and the moment I will meet him is so long. So I grieved it a little bit. Probably should have just sent him a message. I just want to say it in person, but it was really troll. I see how fake news work. On my second screen is Yamato's Twitter post from yesterday, and I thought we celebrated another guy's birthday, lol. What? Yeah, the second layer of what I suggested in terms of, like what the Esports Player Foundation is doing is fantastic. They are lifting up and supporting, people with great potential, men and women. Fantastic, really, really good. Any kind of push, if you can push people, great people forward, that's really, really good. Fantastic. We need more of that shit, Make it rewarding for the people that set good examples to battle the stereotypes. And then with time comes investment, With time comes investment. Because investments are usually very honest, right? It's like, I'm trying to make more money by putting this money in, indirectly or directly, right? And once again, I repeat, it's very unfair that this is the position that women in games are in, right? That they have to battle these stereotypes. But for me, it's always been through great examples that you break down stereotypes. Most cases in history where it was like some stereotypes or some systemic problem or like some biases, or whether it was, it's like it goes such a long way. What's your opinion about Rogue's new roster? I think it's a downgrade. pretty fucking big downgrade. But Malrang is interesting. Malrang is definitely interesting. It's gonna kick us in the head with Lee Sin, probably. He can teach Rogue. This is how Damon does it. And then they're gonna become the Damon of Europe. I'm not super excited about Odo Amne, Larsen, and Trimby. Like, if someone asked me last year who are the players that I'm most excited about, it would be Hans Sama. And it would be Inspired. But I think they can still replicate the same type of play that they have had. And I think that they will probably have very similar issues. I think Rogue is gonna be Rogue. What a minefield of an episode. Feels like I'm gonna be cancelled any moment. But I support equality. I support the idea of equal opportunity. I support. I like to support people that I believe have the potential to be great, man or woman. I don't care about the gender. I really don't care. If you just continue making content, think of someone like Keemstar. Imagine that wouldn't want to be Keemstar. I really wouldn't want to be Keemstar. Some of the shit this guy has done is crazy, man. When he said this RuneScape streamer was a pedophile, like what the fuck was that? You speak way too slow? Bro, this is the voice of Yamato. We speak as slow as I want. Fucking come in here listening to the YamatoCannon podcast, and then I'm speaking as YamatoCannon does, and you are not happy? We're chilling, man. We're chilling. Slow for a news reporter. I mean, like if I turn into Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. And I just... Are you Ron Burgundy? Nah. Do you watch PewDiePie? Occasionally. It's just the question is, right? I feel like there's two sides of the coin always. Do you watch KSI? Yes, I do. KSI and PewDiePie are my two YouTubers of choice for dumb entertainment. Dumb as in I don't need to really like actively think. So it's like, does the female scene want to lean in to creating a female scene only, or do they want to battle? Like, do they want to lean into the female scene, Or do they want to create a situation where men compete against women and with women and men together with and so forth, right? That's the underlying question. This is gonna take a lot more work, right? The integration. This would be like the easier way out. I'm not sure. Do you watch XQC? No, I don't. XQC is... I've seen some of the shit. It's funny. Honestly, the amount of women having their own league is a good start, can lead to women competing with men. Sure, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I understand the argument, you know? You give females an opportunity to gain experience that they could translate to more opportunities within the within the scene. I understand that. I get that. It's just that which marketing direction do you want to go into? Is the marketing, this is women competing, or is the marketing women can compete with men? I think it could help women get more recognition and respect, which would help destroy some of the stereotypes. Well, I also believe that it runs the risk of reinforcing some stereotypes too, right? It could. It's like, look, these are just females playing against each other. They're not really proving anything here, right? That could also be the case. I don't think chess tournaments are divided by gender. But there are gender-specific tournaments too. I believe there is the Open World Championship and then there is the Female World Championship. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We could watch MasterChef. Maybe some other time. Given that a lot of guys find the league community distasteful, it makes sense to have a women-only thing. Yeah, that's what I meant, Kinoa. That there's the open tournament and then there's women's only tournaments, right? But I'm not sure if that's the case. Yeah, like I understand the arguments for female tournaments, right? But the question is still, what do you want to achieve? Is the goal to create a female-only league and try to make that prosper and only make females compete against females and make that like a great avenue? Or is it a question of trying to prepare more females to usher them into the idea of competing at the highest level. I think those are two very different goals. And the question is, what do you want to achieve? And then you have a discussion of ideas, right? It's like you have this... yeah, of course it's way more complicated than that. I'm just saying, like, what is the end goal, right? What is the end goal? It just, in my mind, like, if I had this 500k, right? And it just, I believe that you should put together the strongest female teams you can, right? Or just lead by example, really. Alena has told me that there are players that are girls that are grandmaster, that they are in master. You know, they are up there. That there's more and more of them, so they are definitely up there. There are also Challenger League female players. Yeah, probably. I would be surprised if there weren't. I don't know. I'm just talking from what I know about in Europe. Yeah, there are leagues for female only, right? No, my point being would be, like, let's say you create an all-female team, and the goal for you is to, let's say, you can compete in some lower divisions in the ERLs, right? And you bring together a group of people that can be the examples to break down these terrible stereotypes, right? It needs to be rewarding for people to do the right thing. But anyhow, I think I've said as much as I can say on this topic. I'm off. It just, everyone at some point, esports had to break down stereotypes, right? No longer is the connotation that I am a basement dweller and I have a neck beard and that I, just in a cave drowning in my own sweat and Cheeto dust. That was a stereotype in the past, right? And, the good examples fought it back. Imagine how much Faker has done for esports, right? What a perfect role model to have. Okay, bro, sorry for having a neck beard. Just enjoy your neck beard, man. Thank you, that laugh, young guy. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. I wish you all a happy new year. I hope this... Let's see if I get cancelled, guys. If I get cancelled from this episode. I hope not. I wish we could all live in a world where ideas are fought with ideas and that virtue signaling is cleansed from these lands and that we can have fruitful discussions about topics you know. You talk way too much to be cancelled. Ain't nobody got time to rewatch this. Yeah. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, Thorin is chilling. Thorin is chilling. You know, all of this will be fucking forgotten in a couple of fucking weeks anyway. And then he's gonna show it to his sponsorships like, look, I got this many impressions on my Twitter. You guys wanna buy some ad slots? It's I don't know. It's kind of cringy though. You know, I understand. You know, the whole I am esports thing is memed, right? And everything on the internet is invited to be memed, right? It's just a part of being on the internet. You know, some shit I've said has been memed when I said, you know, you have my sympathy but not my regret. Like I was memed to death. Like things just get memed, so I don't mind. But I understand in the essence that Thorin says I am esports, not in the sense that he is all of esports. It's just that he has done everything in his power to try to elevate esports, right? He's integrated himself in esports. I don't think he means that without me, there's no esports. I know that this is not what he thinks. Well, this is how it's being portrayed. Don't defend him. Don't be like that, man. We can have a conversation about, you know, people's intent. Don't defend him. Like what? Don't defend him. You just fucking read the replies of every tweet that Thorin ever makes, and it's just such a shithole. It's like, stop, guys. Let me tell you something. Stop attacking people. Stop defending people. Attack ideas and defend ideas. people, like right now, we're in a world where people think people and ideas are the same thing. And sometimes it is, we were in a situation where like some people are so ingrained in their ideas that they become their idea. And any insult to that idea is an insult to their identity and everything that they believe in, right? That we've seen some of that, right? And I think that's awfully dangerous. Because we need to be able to adapt to new information. How on earth are we as people supposed to have decided everything that we believe in the current moment? Like I might go outside right now and maybe there's a Mormon that is going to convince me that he's seen Jesus or whatever Mormonism is. I apologize. Maybe. Who knows, right? Maybe there's some piece of information that is going to make me believe something else, right? Maybe it will change my perspective. It will change my idea of what I believe in. And to align yourself with, I am left, I am this, I am that, is just, what are you doing to yourself? It's like you subscribe to an idea, and then no matter how this idea is changed, you don't care because you subscribe to this service, this title that you've added to yourself. Everything has sides. There's no nuance. Everything has a side. Either you're with us or you're against us. Either you are black or you're white. You know, it's just this. There's no nuance at all. No nuance. And it's funny. It's like for example, earlier, right? Someone asked me, it's like, what do you think of Thorin's take? And I'm like, what is Thorin's take? No answer. What are you if you're not your ideas? You are your interaction with ideas. And that interaction changes, right? Based on the information you have. It's the same when people ask me, like, YamatoCannon, are you a feminist? Well, what is the definition of feminist? Like, the initial definition, for equality, equality of opportunity, regardless of gender, treat everyone the same. You know, it's funny that people are saying, you know, it's like Thorin is so consistent, you know? It's like he's blasting people on Twitter. He's fucking blasting dudes. He's blasting women. He doesn't give a shit, man. He's blasting all of you. So that's, he's treating everyone equal. He's treating everyone equal. You know, whether it's the TSM fans that are coming after him or the virtue signalers or whatever, you know, he's blasting all of you. Do you think the outcome of the decision is relevant to the decision? How do you mean? It is my birthday today, Scruffy UK. It's the same when people tell me, right? Like, So Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson, is for some reason, very controversial figure, right? And I can say, which is at this point in time, for some reason, dangerous to admit, I've watched some of his content and I found it genuinely enlightening and interesting, right? But now we're in a world where no matter what he said, what he did, people that haven't consumed his content just say that he's a alt-right meme frog. So once again, it's a question of people are attacking the person, and then instead of battling the ideas, which is crazy to me. And I have consumed some parts of Jordan Peterson's content, right? Like I saw some of the interviews that he did where they were trying to, attack him and try to set him up to fail, and he had, very good things to say. He seems like a genuine person, right? He goes on, he has his own personal troubles, like he had some issues with his with some substances. He's a human, right? And this man has thousands of hours of content. I would never be able to watch all of it, right? Maybe I would be, but realistically speaking, I'm not going to. And now it's like, this guy probably likes Jordan Peterson. What a moron. Or like the other day, there was like a quote from Carl Jung, which is he's like a psychologist from that, like a very well published psychologist, psychotherapist. I don't know what the correct term is, because I read this in Swedish, right? Oh, Carl Jung, that's Jordan Peterson's pet. Can't believe that you read this guy. And it's like, you think no person, so any person you don't like can't have any good ideas. Now you're just depriving yourself of a lot of good information. I can tell you that. People have gotten so fucking lazy. People are so fucking lazy that they can't have a conversation about ideas. It's just labels. It's like we order our food, we get our information, we get everything sent to our door, and now we don't even need to think enough to have our own ideas. So we just fucking pick something up, whatever sounds good and whatever, socially gives us the most points. I remember the thing, right, with Jordan Peterson. I remember it went down where basically he was opposing the idea that it would be criminal to say the wrong pronouns, because that is what was going to go down in Canada. I that's my understanding. Once again, I can be wrong. If I find new information, I'll correct my course, right? And if you come here, expecting pristine information, this is not the place for it. This is the voice of Yamato. We just I am doing my best at conveying my perspective, which can obviously change if I am privy to new information. And basically, my understanding is Dr. Jordan Peterson, he stood up against the precedent that they would police speech in a way where saying certain things would become illegal, right? So that principle and going against that idea, because it sets a precedent, right? If you're going to police language, where does it stop, right? It is such a hard thing to evaluate thoroughly and to be, you know, to know for sure. Like it's such a gray law, right? There's already free speech laws in every country. That's not true. That there isn't free speech laws in every country. As surprising as it is, there aren't free speech laws in every country. And people assumed, so basically this idea was presented with the intent. It's like the intent. Once again, we bring up the word intent. The intent was, oh, we're going to help and protect these groups, these groups that are victims in our society. That was the way the intent was presented. We're doing this for this community that is going through these hardships. And just because this idea was criticized, that was presented in a way that the intent would be beneficial to this minority group, all of a sudden you're against that minority group because you're criticizing the idea. And that's such a dangerous thing, because that should be the focus. The focus should be the ideas. Instead, it's a question of people, and virtue signaling. Where does it end? I don't know. I do not know. Chad was founded on 11th August 1960. That's fucking hilarious. All right. I think that's a good time to end it. It'll be hilarious, you know? People are gonna be like, yeah. People are gonna bring up your fucking Yamato. He read a book by Jordan Peterson. He's a fucking horrible person. It's like, if I like an idea of a person, it should be assumed that I don't instantly like everything this person has ever done. It's like, let's say Hitler liked ice cream. All right? He liked ice cream. And I like ice cream. That doesn't mean I agree with everything he ever did. Obviously not. It's like, yeah, Hitler likes ice cream, so ice cream must be fucking bad. You know? You have to create some separation here. Man, you want to get a band so bad, don't you? What do you mean? What do you mean, man? How is that the case? I don't know if you're serious or not. So please elaborate. I don't know if you're serious. I'm assuming you're not serious. He did ruin a mustache. Yeah, that's for sure. That mustache is done. That mustache is doomed. Like that mustache is completely it's out of here, man. That mustache is just really gone. That mustache is fucked. Yo, Joker 219. Tell me what you meant when you said I would really want to ban. And that's the last thing. Give it a few more decades. You think the hipsters will bring it back? The hipsters will bring the Hitler mustache back in 30 years. Now I'm mad you flamed my mustache and my neck beard. That's fucking funny. But imagine having a neck beard and a fucking Hitler mustache. Oh, that is just crazy. You know, the biggest thing, you know, whenever the biggest argument against the battle of ideas is because, well, it invites stupid people to take sides. We need to make sure that there's no battle of ideas because these stupid people will take sides and they won't be able to think critically. And it's like, come on. The only way to battle dumb speech is with good speech. That's why freedom of speech is so beautiful, because the truth always wins. But if the conversation is not about the pursuit of truth, everyone loses. Everyone loses. If you sneeze during this podcast episode, bless you and bless your face. I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop. I wish you all a happy new year. My New Year's resolution is that I'm gonna motherfucking win the LEC, baby. I'm feeling good.
Angel?
Yeah?
Where's your old phone?
My old phone, why?
I want to take a picture.
It's here.
Can I have it?
You can have it. I'm just looking in for you. Right. There you go. All right. I am not going to go on Twitter or anything for the next 2 days, so let's see if my career is over. Probably not. I think it was nice. I think it was polite. I believe so, at least. Careful now. You're gonna be fine. If I'm not fine, then that's life. I'm just kidding, guys. If I'm not fine, that's life, you know? It's like, at what point are you going to compromise your own principles? Like at what point? Like at what point? You know, if that's the case, if we're going to be scared of saying what we think and what we believe, then yeah, George Orwell just too smart. Too smart. George Orwell was just too insane. And like the last thing is just so funny. You see right away, like what you can see on someone talking or someone like tweeting or whatever. You can see right away when they've taken their opinion from somewhere else. It's so easy to see it. So easy. Nevertheless, I've tried to say bye for a very long time. Catch you guys on the flippity flop. I wish you all a happy birthday. I wish you all a happy new year. And, you know, make sure to channel your focus and attention on the right things. Pursue the truth. The truth Battle with ideas. Don't attack people or defend people. Attack and defend ideas. And in that battle, the best ideas will survive and the best ideas will lead us forward. That's what's important. Don't allow yourself to be labeled by things that are moved by majority things. Don't need to be leftist, don't need to be right, don't need to be all this shit. You are your own person, you have your own ideas, and allow yourself to have them by, you know, shutting off social media once in a while and, you know, just being alone with your thoughts. And if you struggle being alone with your thoughts, you know, that's something that you gotta figure out, you know? That's something you gotta figure out. And shoving that under the rug is not the best solution, my friends. Okay, bye-bye. All the best. Don't go on Twitter, but do pay a visit to the FFC, please. Baby.